Hey guys, welcome back, and I have a very chatty update kind of video for you, and this one is going to be like a back to school rant. Okay, so I had a video that I wanted to post up a while ago, and I didn't post it because, to be very honest with you guys, I was cursing in the whole entire video. That sounds pretty bad, but I was. My kids were not around. They were outside with Josh. I got the worst news anybody can get, or a parent can get. So let's rewind back before summer hit. They had that test that now they call it the FSA, and back then it was called the FCAT, whatever. When that hit, obviously 3rd grade and up take the test. And Destiny is in 3rd grade, so she had to take the test. Unfortunately, she did not pass the first time. So the principal called me and told me that she didn't pass, but there's always a but. She was like, listen, we're going to have a summer reading program and we want her to go. It's up to you. If you want her to, it's going to be basically focused on reading and writing. And then at the end of that period, that it was basically from June 28th to July 28th, at the end, they will take the test again. And then that will determine if the child goes. And I was like, sure, why not? You know, I was very upset at that moment when they called me and they let me know she did not pass. So I let her go the last week before the program ended. They had the test, and the week after that, it was a Tuesday, that I got the phone call from the school again, and it was her assistant principal letting me know the scores, and I was like, okay, go ahead. Like, she was just rambling on, and it was just getting me annoyed. I was just like, you called me for a reason, just let me know what you need to tell me, and like, hang up, like, I got stuff to do. So she was like, I'm sorry, it just hurts to tell the parent, when I personally have seen the child try so hard. And I got mad and I was like, okay, can you just tell me, like, stop talking to me? And she was like, yeah, sure. She said, I'm very sorry to tell you that Destiny did not pass the FSA again. So at that moment, I'm on the phone and I just have tears in my eyes, just straight up tears. She's talking to me and she's like, I think that it's the best thing for her to stay again in 3rd grade, whatever. And I was just like, yeah. And I was just crying because I didn't want anybody to know. I hung up. And she told me the score. So she said that they needed her to score a 40 and some number. I don't remember exactly the number. I remember it's 40 and some number. 40 something. And she scored a 30 something. So basically like a couple numbers off from the number that they needed her to reach. Okay, I hung up and I yelled so loud and I started screaming of anger. And when you scream, or like when you cry, you're not crying because you're hurt. You're crying because you're mad and frustrated. Well, that was me that day. I cried so much. Like, I called my mom, and then like my mom was like telling me stuff, and I got so upset at her. I hung up on the phone. I called my dad and I told my dad what was going on, and then my dad was like, that's so messed up. Why couldn't they say it in a different way? They could have been like, hey, Destiny, you did not pass. You did good on the test, but we prefer you to stay in 3rd grade to help you out a little bit more. They didn't say none of that. I sat in my room for a while just thinking about everything in general. So I sat her down basically, and I told her, you know, because she can hear me crying and screaming and stuff, and, you know, they don't know what's going on. So I basically sat down and I was like, hey, they got your test back. And she was like, okay, what did I do? Did I do good? Like, she was super proud of herself. And I had to break the news that she didn't, you know, she didn't score the score that they wanted. Like, I don't want to get mad anymore, and I don't want to curse, because I did a lot of that day. But I understand that, you know, district cannot, you know, pass a child if they did not pass the test. I understand that completely, 100%. I understand that. Now, what gets me is they don't think about how the child is going to react when they hear the news again that they did not pass. They don't get that. And honestly, I was so mad and angry that I didn't think of, you know, trying to basically sugarcoat it for her. I didn't think of that in any kind of way. We sat down and we spoke to her, Josh and I, and, you know, we told her that we were very proud of her, because from bringing it up to the, you know, from the score that she had the first time to the score that she had now, we were very, very proud of her. I didn't care what, you know, district said, what the principal said. I didn't care. I was very proud of her in general, because she brought it up. That day, I don't know, like, I don't know what I was capable of. I felt like just jumping in my car, driving to the school, wringing the principal's neck, and then driving up to, you know, district and wringing everybody's neck in line. Because they don't see it as you're hurting the child by saying that. But I understand that, you know, they cannot pass a child without passing the test. I get that 100%. So therefore, she will be repeating the 3rd grade again this year, and we will be working extra hard to make sure that she passes that test in general, because if I have to endure that same pain again, I think I'm done. And I'm done in general. I think that was basically the icing on the cake for that week. Dalia will not be going to school this year again, unfortunately. It's not because of myself and it's not because of Josh. It's just because the program that we put her in, it's basically like based on your income. And according to them, Josh makes way too much money than a single parent does. So basically, there was a girl that my mom knows that she applied for the same program as well, and they gave it to her in a different school. Now, this chick doesn't live in that area anymore. She lives around my area. So she asked my mom, and my mom was like, well, you should just call the school and see, because my mom works at that school. And she called, and they told her, you know, I think they told her something about you have to wait or something like that. So my mom called, because I was like, Mom, you know, July is basically over. When are they going to start sending in the letters, like letting us know if Julie is going back to school? I need to buy school supplies for her. I need to buy clothes for her. I need to buy, you know, everything for her. And then my mom calls, and, you know, she has connections again because she works at the school. She calls, and they were like, no, we do not have any positions, like any, not positions, but any space available for that child. So my mom was like, oh, okay, no problem. Come to find out that that same chick that applied at a different school, called that school and asked if she was able to transfer her son from that school to this school because she lived around here. What do you guys think they said? They said yeah to her. So she goes and tells my mom, and my mom was like, really? That's awesome. So my mom, you know, like, again, she knows people, so she calls and she was like, well, listen, how about I called a couple days ago and you guys said there was no available spots for my granddaughter, but this other person that came from another school and got chosen to go to that program at the other school was able to get into this school with the position, you know, with the openings. So is it you guys don't have any openings available, or you guys just don't want to give any, you know, you don't want to give anybody a chance to get in? You know, she talked to the head director of that department and she was like, listen, they talked, I'm not going to say what they talked about. Basically, it's based on your income. Basically like that. It's just based on your income. Basically they see it as she cannot afford to put her child in a daycare or in a private school. I can afford to do that. I don't think that they really know how much a private school or a daycare really costs nowadays. But according to them, I could do it. I mean, not me in general, because I am a stay-at-home mom, but Josh makes too much money. So when I got the letter in the mail, that's what it basically said. Dalia was on a waiting list based on how much money Josh makes. So what do you want me to do? You want me to go and make Josh leave his job and then go get a garbage job making something, you know, $7 an hour? Is that good enough for you guys? Because that's, you know, you should be happy that you have people that are making a decent amount of money to be able to, you know, go in there. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess it's another year that I could get to spend time with her and hang out with her and do things with her, because that is my best friend and I will be feeling hurt once she leaves me. But yeah, that is basically it. Like I said, I was very upset, very hurt. I cried so much. So this year I only have one child going to school and another one staying home, but we will be you know, learning as well at home. Hopefully this year will be the best year for Destiny. Just leave me your comments down below if you guys have gone through this situation before, to have to repeat another grade for your child. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.